Bellatrix Lestrange was a pure-blood witch, the eldest daughter of Cygnus Black III and Druella Black, an elder sister of Andromeda Tonks and Narcissa Malfoy. She started her education at Hogwarts in 1962 and was sorted into the Slytherin house. After graduating from Hogwarts, she became a Death Eater. She was fanatically loyal to Lord Voldemort and was the most dangerous and sadistic of Voldemort's followers. While Bellatrix and Narcissa married pure-blood wizards, Andromeda married Ted Tonks, a Muggle-born wizard, and was disowned by the family. Andromeda was burned off the Black family tree, and they were forbidden to talk about her. At the end of the First Wizarding War, Bellatrix, her husband Rodolphus Lestrange, and her brother-in-law Rabastan Lestrange, and Barty Crouch Jr. took part in the torture of Aurors, Frank, and Alice Longbottom to the point of driving them insane, while searching for information on Lord Voldemort after his first downfall. They were caught and sentenced to life imprisonment in Azkaban for torturing the two Aurors. Bellatrix escaped from Azkaban in the 1996 mass breakout, along with 9 other Death Eaters. She participated in several battles of the Second Wizarding War, making it a particular goal to murder any relatives who were members of the Order of the Phoenix, including her cousin Sirius Black and niece Nymphadora Tonks. Bellatrix also murdered the Malfoy family's former house elf, Dobby, who had become a firm ally of Harry Potter. During the final battle, apart from Voldemort, she was the last Death Eater standing, but was eventually killed in a duel by Molly Weasley after her attempt to attack Molly's daughter, Ginny. Bellatrix was born in 1951 to Cygnus Black III and Druella Black, who raised her to be proud of her pure-blood heritage. She was the elder sister of Andromeda and Narcissa Black. Bellatrix also held her cousin Sirius Black in contempt for being a blood traitor for his different opinions on Muggles and Muggle-borns. Bellatrix came from the pure-blood Black family, and as such she was given a rich lifestyle. Bellatrix attended Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry and was sorted into the Slytherin house. She eventually married Rodolphus Lestrange, a fellow wealthy pure-blood and Slytherin, although they would later work together very well in their service to Lord Voldemort. Their marriage appeared to be nothing more than an obligatory fulfillment of their family's pure-blood marriage traditions. Unlike Narcissa and Andromeda, Bellatrix displayed no affection for her husband whatsoever, never even mentioning him in conversations. When Voldemort rose to power, Bellatrix and Rodolphus joined the Death Eaters. Voldemort gave Bellatrix additional training in the dark arts. He was her true love, the one to whom she spoke in a romantic manner and showed concern for. However, he never returned her feelings, as he was incapable of understanding love and disliked the idea of being emotionally attached to anyone. Bellatrix was so proud of her loyalty to Voldemort that, during the trial before the Council of Magical Law, she was said to have sat upon the chair she was chained to as if it were a throne. She would later describe herself as the Dark Lord's most loyal follower, and even Lord Voldemort, whom Bellatrix admired the most, gained a considerable amount of respect for her. Bellatrix was sentenced to life in Azkaban with no chance of release. Bellatrix was described as a tall woman with long, thick, shiny, dark hair, thin lips, heavily lidded eyes with long eyelashes, and a strong jaw. She had the classic great good looks and arrogant bearing common for members of the House of Black. But, like her cousin Sirius, time in Azkaban took a toll on her appearance. After her lengthy imprisonment, she is described as having a gaunt and skull-like face, but managed to retain some of her vestige of her great beauty. Bellatrix was noted to resemble her younger sister Andromeda Black at first glance. However, Andromeda has lighter brown hair and a kinder face and eyes. Also, Harry noted that as much as Narcissa is fair as Bellatrix is dark, the two sisters still resembled each other. Bellatrix was an intensely sadistic witch with brutal, violent tendencies. She was intelligent, but could be easily distracted and had a fierce and dangerous temper. She was egomaniacal and suffered from intense delusions of grandeur, believing that she was the most loyal follower of Lord Voldemort. Bellatrix was slavishly devoted to Lord Voldemort, believing that she had proved her loyalty by her time in Azkaban, which seems to have furthered her mental decline. Bellatrix was extremely narcissistic and exceptionally arrogant. She is obsessed with blood purity and took immense pride in the aristocracy and pure blood of her family. Like all the rest of Lord Voldemort's followers, she was vehemently against all blood traitors, half-bloods, muggleborns, and muggles, but was not above killing members of her own family who displeased her. Despite her cruel personality, she was not incapable of caring for a few people. She and her younger sister Narcissa displayed a close relationship. She went with Narcissa to Severus Snape's house when Narcissa wanted to ask Snape to help her son Draco. She also showed great affection for her nephew Draco Malfoy, teaching him some skills of the dark arts. She was a great mistress of the dark arts, an incredibly skillful duelist, and an occlumens. Her prodigious dueling skill was proven by her many victories over numerous talented wizards and witches, including experienced aurors. Bellatrix claimed to have been trained in the dark arts by Voldemort himself, and displayed particular proficiency with the Cruciatus curse. She boasted to have knowledge of dark spells that few could comprehend the power of, a claim supported by her status as Voldemort's best lieutenant. Like her master, Bellatrix was capable of casting the killing curse with no regard for the life she wished to extinguish. However, unlike the Dark Lord, she usually preferred to torture her victims rather than killing them straight away, doing so with such skill that her victims can pass out, like Hermione Granger, or even go to the point of insanity, like Frank and Alice Longbottom. Bellatrix also seemed highly adept at using non-verbal spells. She ferociously dueled Molly Weasley with such intensity that the floor around her became hot and cracked, without mentioning a single incantation. Bellatrix was an incredibly talented duelist, and defeated and seriously injured Nymphadora Tonks and Kingsley Shacklebolt in duels during the Battle of the Department of Mysteries, as well as her cousin Sirius, and was the only Death Eater to deflect the spell from Albus Dumbledore himself, allowing her to escape the renowned wizard. She also quickly and single-handedly defeated 4 Snatchers at Malfoy Manor, and all 4 were described to be no match. She later killed her niece, Nymphadora Tonks, in battle. Just before her death, Bellatrix dueled Hermione Granger, Luna Lovegood, and Ginny Weasley all at once, and was described as being equal in skill to all 3 of the trained, if inexperienced compared to her, witches. Her death at the hands of Molly Weasley was due to her vastly underestimating the witch, who was fueled by the grief over her murder of her son. Besides this, despite her years of captivity within Azkaban, Bellatrix displayed incredible reflexes that outmatched the much younger and physically fit Harry Potter. She was able to conjure a shield charm and deflect his own spell back at him the moment he cast it. She was also able to throw a knife with lethal accuracy across a room to strike her target. During the Battle of Hogwarts, Bellatrix was the last Death Eater standing, apart from Lord Voldemort, and it should be noted that she was wielding a wand which she had most likely not won the allegiance of, which is further evidence of her extraordinary dueling skills. Bellatrix taught her nephew Draco occlumency, the unforgivable curses, and several non-verbal spells before his 6th year of school started. She also unwittingly taught Harry Potter how to properly use the unforgivable curses, given how he acknowledged that his success on the Cruciatus curse was actually from her taunting. Bellatrix's death at the hands of Molly Weasley in the Battle of Hogwarts was greeted with a loud cheer. She'll be forever remembered as one of the most infamous Death Eaters and Dark Witches of all time.